everyone, it's Joel Davis with United Medical Transportation Providers Group. You are the broker.com and Home Care Access. Are you guys ready for another roadside chat with your 21-year-old Olympic athlete? I know that I joke and clown around in all my videos. I tell people that when I was at West Point, I majored in sarcasm, minored in ebonics. But today's message is very much serious. In fact, I wasn't even going to do this. I was going to wait till the next video I'll do when I get back to New York. And I was going to talk about some awesome content. And I'll do that when I get back to New York. But I was going to wait for that. But I'm not going to wait any longer to put this together because it's a very important message, very much serious, because it deals with something that I always take serious, and that's liability related issues. For those of you who I work with, you know I take that stuff serious. Everything I do is about positioning you, obviously, to make as much money as possible, but it's always with the backdrop of protecting you, because not only do you want to protect yourself, protect your business, protect your money, you want to protect it long term, because long term people are going to come after you. When they know you got money, they're going to come after you. So you got to protect your money. So you got to set things up, be very smart, be very wise on how you do things. So it's amazing how, and it's frustrating at the same time, but it's amazing how people wait until they hit crisis mode. When they hit crisis mode, then all of a sudden, now they have the time, the effort, the money, the wherewithal. Now they have time to retain my services and the help from my team. And the reason I say that is because when I tell you the story of what happened with this one provider, I mean, it is just a bad situation. And it all could have been avoided. And I've talked about these different things before over time in different videos and different scenarios. But it's like the perfect storm came together. And now this guy, he's just in a bad spot. So everyone thinks that I'm against minivans. I'm not against minivans. We've helped people find minivans. There's a place and a time for minivans. But everybody, oh, minivans, oh, they're more cost effective. They're better on fuel. There's truth to that. There's truth to that. But at the end of the day, minivans do not take the wear and tear long term. They're not built for commercial use. They don't have the longevity as compared to full-size vans. And I've been saying this for 1,000,001 years. And again, I'm not against minivans. There's a place and a time for it. I mean, we helped someone just recently get a minivan. There's times I advise people, you want a minivan for this type of work. But this one client provider, who's a new client provider, he's been in business for a few years, hit us up, needed my help, sense of urgency. Again, it's always when crisis hits, it's always a sense of emergency. And it's unfortunate that people do that, man. They'll go off and spend top dollar on these vehicles, and they'll put everything in place according to their own vision and their objective. Oh, and they're gonna spend all this money. Oh, I don't have enough money to retain the 21-year-old Olympic athlete. No, I don't have enough money for that. No, we're already doing this, we're already doing that. Okay. Because he ends up, a driver, got in an accident. Now, I encourage you, just do a simple Google search. Just spend 5 minutes. Just Google, and just go under images. After you Google it, click images, and see what the result is, what it looks like when a minivan is involved in a collision. Front end, rear end, hit from the side, T-bone, whatever. Just go look at it. Those things fold up like a tin can. So that's only one That's only the initial variable associated with the story. So keep listening. So this new client provider had a driver operated minivan, boom, blown up. No deaths, fortunately, but there were serious injuries. And here's the real rub. Here's where things quickly go south and put him in a bad spot. I'm not going to say the name because I'm never going to endorse anyone else's product or anything like that. But you got those, we'll call them chairs. You got, or systems, chair systems. I'm not going to say the name because there's a couple different companies now doing it and piggybacking off each other and their designs and things like that. But they got these systems, these chair systems that, is it a wheelchair? Is it a stretcher? Is it a stretcher? Is it a wheelchair? What is it? And it's not to say they're not built with quality. It's not to say that they don't work. It's not to say they're not legitimate or anything like that. But people try to get cute. Now, I've never endorsed these. I've been solicited to endorse them. Never endorsed them. Never endorsed them. Never endorsed them for multiple reasons. So people try to get slick. They try to get cute. They try to outthink the system. They try to, they know more. They're going to figure it out. Okay. So people pay thousands of dollars for these systems. They pay thousands of dollars for them. And they think they're getting slick. We're not going to do stretchers. We're going to use these chair systems. Okay. You've never heard me endorse these in any of my videos, any of my newsletters, and obviously I put out a lot of content. Never heard me endorse them. Never heard me be an advocate. Many people I've worked with, they know I'm meds on these things. Again, not that they don't work, not that they're not built with quality, not that they're not sturdy, not that they don't, perform the functions that they're designed to perform. But here's what happens. This client provider is using a minivan, boom, blown up. Everyone on board was hurt. And the problem is they were using one of these chair systems. They're in a state where where NEMT providers can't do stretchers. So they're in a state where NEMT providers can't use stretchers, and the patient gets injured while in one of these systems. So here's the rub. Here's the real problem. When you have insurance, not only do you want the insurance to protect you and care for you, reimburse for losses, reimburse the other people involved in the accident, all the cover expenses, all that kind of stuff, you also want them to legally protect you. And in many instances you do. We all hear about the situations where there's, quick settlements. The attorneys for the insurance company negotiate with the attorneys from the other party's insurance company, and they come up with a settlement. And they brush it under the table, settle it, brush it under the table. You take a big loss run on your insurance premium. Insurance premiums go up, etc. Problem for this provider who waits till crisis hits before they reach out to the team of the 21-year-old Olympic athlete. Because, wait for it, the insurance company is claiming they don't need to pay out anything, and this guy's not properly covered. Not because he wasn't paying his premiums, not because the driver was driving illegally, ran a red light, was drunken driving, nothing like that. Because the patient was in one of these systems, one of these thousands of dollars worth of, everyone thinks they're going to outsmart the system. He's not insured for that. He's insured to transport people who are ambulatory and in a wheelchair. This system that's thousands upon thousands of dollars that people think, okay, we're going to outsmart the system. We can charge more. We could charge more. Here's how we'll get around it. We could charge more. I know it's thousands of dollars up front, a lot more expensive than a wheelchair, but we could charge more. We can get new clients. Facilities will love it. Patients will love it. Even though I've told people about these things and how it affects your logistics and your layout and how you do different things, and I'm not going to go too far down that rabbit hole because, you know, these White Walker advisors, they're going to run with this, go crazy. But this guy is in a situation now where the insurance company is straight up, I mean, on the verge of abandoning this guy. So this guy is this client provider. Again, he just retained my services. What's today? So this would have been on Friday. So he just retained my services on Friday, and to say he's stressed out, concerned. I mean, his world is upside down right now. His world. Because think about it. It's like you get insurance to protect you. If there's a problem, you get flood insurance to protect you against a flood. But if a flood hits and you don't have flood insurance, life sucks, but who are you going to complain to? You didn't have flood insurance. And it's not like you could have trans insurance. You can't just not have flood insurance and just self-identify as having flood insurance, because that's not going to pay the bills. I mean, you can't have trans insurance. You can't just make it up. So think of the situation of this guy. White Walker advisors, what do you do? What do you do? White Walker advisors, how would you advise this guy? Now, I know how I advised him. I told him what we need to do. And I mean, it's still costly, not without worry, not without concern, still going to be a fight. White Walker advisors, all of you experts, all you guys, all you bravado boys who are, my business is worth $2 million. I'm writing books between trips. Hold my beer. I got to go pick up a customer. How would you advise this client provider? You got a minivan. Everyone loves the minivans. Oh, I got a great deal on this minivan. And this minivan can accommodate 2 wheelchairs. Or I could pull them all out, and then I could put in a stretcher, but I can't have them both on board at the same time. That doesn't kill your logistics, but as I digress into a different topic. Oh, I got a great deal on this minivan. Oh, I'm saving. I ran the numbers, Joel. I ran the numbers. I agree. You got a smaller tank, more cost effective, might be more efficient. Get in one accident, all those numbers, all those values negated. Get rear-ended. I've told several times in the video, hey, I had a girl, client provider at the time. She had 4 vehicles. One of them got blown up from behind. Lost the minivan. Dude, she lost that minivan for like 2 months or something like that. That's losing 25% of her fleet. Again, small fleet, 4 vehicles, whatever. But in her world, that's a lot because, I mean, she was still in the growth phase, still starting up, working hard, doing her thing. But you just lose 25% of your fleet. That same accident, minivan, yeah, he would have jacked up the bumper, but you'd have driven away. Still could have been big pimping, doing transports that same day. But going back to this guy, imagine, put yourself in his shoes. Consider his shock. Consider his and again, everything that we're doing now I don't want to say it's going to be luck of the draw because it is very much strategic, but again, it's going to cost him money to move forward, to fight the fight. Do you think that the insurance would just attack all this with their attorneys and go after it in pursuit of the best outcome for the insurance company, for my client provider? But now they're in a situation. No, you weren't operating illegal according to the law, but you were operating illegal according to our insurance policy, our agreement. You ever wonder, consider, why is your insurance policy pages after pages after pages after pages after pages? Do you think all that verbal, legal gymnastics, legal talk, legal rigmarole, you think all that's there to protect you? You think that's all there to protect you? No. Come on, man. Come on, man. That's all there to protect the insurance companies. And they got them. They got them in a bad spot. They got them in a bad spot because if it was just the minivan and the person was riding in a traditional wheelchair or ambulatory, we'd have been good. But that's not the case, because the patient who was injured was riding in one of those systems. Again, everyone thinks they're slick. Oh man, I'm brilliant. I'm brilliant. Look at me. I'm brilliant. And you play the odds, because I know there's a lot of you using these systems. And you run the numbers. Oh, I understand it's gonna cost me thousands of dollars just to buy this up front. Okay, you got it. Hey, I get it. That's 10, 20 times more expensive than a traditional wheelchair. But over time, if you're charging more, okay, get all that. New access to some additional pay, got all that. We can run the numbers. I love numbers. I'm cool with that. How are those numbers working out for this guy? Because we're gonna have to spend money now. He's gonna have to spend money to fight the fight. He's gonna have to fight the fight. It's just incredible. Versus being able to sit back, work with the insurance company, work with their legal team. The insurance company's legal team is now an adversary, you could argue. So I understand. I understand these are thousands of dollars, more than a wheelchair. We have access to new customers with this. We could charge more. Get all that. I got all that. Package it all up. Put a nice little bow on top of it with all the fuel savings. Oh, we're gonna save money on fuel with this minivan as compared to a full size. Joel, I get it. You're a 21-year-old Olympic athlete. You're an international sex symbol, but you have no worldly experience. You're full of crap. You don't know what you're talking about. I can figure this out. There's a lot of free information online. Go to the Facebook groups. I'm on LinkedIn. In fact, I post on LinkedIn. I post frequently on LinkedIn. These are challenging times. We need to build our businesses and cultivate our clientele with strong leadership. How is all that nonsense? How does it help you make money? How does that help protect you? How's that working out for this client provider? How is all that garbage, all that free, fluffy, feel-good nonsense? And again, I always tell everybody from the very beginning, working with me, I'm obviously unique. I'm not the flavor for everybody, for sure. Because I understand, look, all the other people who are out there for NEMT, it's all the happy sauce. No one wants to talk about stuff like this. No one wants to talk about this. Everyone wants to talk about, it's so wonderful. We feel so good about ourselves. We're transporting the elderly. We helped her up and she loved it. And the smile on her face. Look, all that stuff is true. That's all true. So I'm not belittling anything that they feel, anything that they see, anything they experience. I'm not belittling all that, but I want to be hit with the hard dose of reality so I know how to better position myself, protect myself, so I can build, grow, and scale. Bottom line. And I know that there's some people who just want to be filled with hopium. I'm not your guy. I get that.
My friend there go Jeff Bezos. I said, oh shit, I'm gonna go say what's up. I said, that's a motherfucker. I would love to pick his brain. That's an interesting individual. No, don't do that. do you mean don't do that?
Who said don't do
My
that?
friend. No, don't do that. Why? What are you talking about? Why you gonna do that, Kev? There's a room full of people. Don't look like the dude that's thirsty. Thirsty for what? For fucking information, dick face? Who got into like little fucking spat? For what? For fucking information? I wanna fucking say, hey, I wanna see my face. I wanna ask him some questions. I ain't gonna see this man no more. I don't know him. We're not on a phone number to phone number basis. I'm gonna say what's up to him. I have to. I'm just saying, in this environment, just chill. It's relaxed. And that shit start to click to me. That's the problem. Everybody's too cool. Everybody's too fucking cool.
Right.
Everybody wants you to think that they know. You don't know. You don't know shit. We don't know shit.
I get that. You know, it's like I used to always tell my players when I was coaching football, you can come to me at any point in time and ask me anything, and I'm going to tell you the truth. If you suck, I'm going to tell you suck. And if you suck, but you put forward great effort, I'm going to say, hey, man, look, I'm going to be honest with you. God didn't bless you with a lot of talent, but, man, you got heart, and I love it and admire it, this and that. You still suck. Love you. Keep busting your ass, and I'm going to put you in a good position. If you're awesome, I'm going to tell you, like, dude, you're a stud. You're a beast. You're beast mode. It is what it is. And I tell my players, you need to be more concerned about coaches who don't yell at you, coaches who don't tell you the truth. You need to be concerned about that. When a coach goes silent, that's when you need to be concerned. And I would tell you the same thing. I know, again, I'm not made for everybody. I get that. I know some people are offended by my style, my nature, the stance I take on a lot of things. I get all that. I don't care, but I get all that. And the reason I can do all that is because I don't care. I don't have to care. That's the beautiful thing of the position I'm in. But take this dude. Take this client provider. His world is completely upside down right now. I talked to him again last night. You think he's shook? White Walker Advisors, how would you advise him? How would you advise him? You pay premium, top dollar. You got half a dozen vehicles. You're got good, decent margin. Not necessarily the way I would build the business, but that's a totally different rabbit hole. Margin is meds and meds, not where I would want to be. But regardless, everything is upside down right now because the insurance that he's been paying top dollar for the last 3 years, guess what? Boom. Boom. Bailed on him. Or should I say bailing on him. They're still involved in this scenario because they're by default part of the legal process, part of this entire debacle. But it's not like they're being an advocate. They're trying to dump my guy and say, you're on the take for all this because you were using something that you weren't covered for. You think you got flood insurance and you don't have flood insurance. And when the flood comes, don't cry because you don't have flood insurance. So many of you watching this, if you're still watching this, I know some of y'all clicked off because you're offended. You're offended because I'm a 21-year-old Olympic athlete and I have more virtue than you because I have 2 rainbow flags, 2 BLM, and 2 Ukrainian flags waving outside my house. So you're offended by my level of virtue. So some of you have checked out and turned off. But for those of you still watching, I know you're playing the odds. I know you're playing the odds. And again, there's a place for minivans, got it. You're playing the odds with these systems. You got it. You're so far ahead of you are so far ahead of the game right now because nothing's happened yet. And it's like, I'm not bagging on you for that. But what happens if you become like this client provider? Tell me what you're going to do. White Walker Advisors. This is a huge topic, White Walker Advisors. Now, I know a lot of you aren't going to take this on. A lot of you aren't going to talk about anything like this. Of course not, because it's not hopium. It's not the happy jazz, the fluffy talk. Oh, look at us. Oh, we get up early. Oh, we stay up late. Oh, and the family was so pleased. The family was so pleased. Oh, and the staff. Oh, they just smiled from ear to ear. I know you are. I know all that. Oh, I got a great relationship with Ralph at Motive Care. Oh, how often we hear all that. How often we hear, oh, but I'm starting with my own sedan. Are you sure you want to do that? Are you sure you want to do that? Oh, here's my strategy. Well, I don't have the money yet. So I'm going to start with my own sedan. So you're going to build yourself a job. You're going to get caught in that rabbit wheel. You're going to get caught in that cycle. I'm going to start like this, and then I'm going to go here. Again, it's like all those people who coming out of high school, I'm going to start over here at this school, then I'm going to transfer over to this school, and then when I'm done, I'm going to major in this, and then I'm going to transfer over here. Got everything figured out, but guess what? It never happens like that. And then the excuses why they didn't go to the NFL is, I blew my knee out in high school. Or even better, the coach didn't like me. No, I'm not interested. I'm not interested in that material. That 21-year-old Olympic athlete, he's just too abrasive. He's too abrasive. He doesn't inspire me. He doesn't make me feel good. Again, we see it here at all. And many of you watching this, I love the hater emails, but my staff, for some reason, they're not as appreciative or as fond of the hater emails as I am. But that's a topic for a different day, because we're all wired a little different. But the moral of the story is, this is obviously very much a serious topic. What would you do if you're like this client provider? And again, here's what just boggles me. Just boggles my mind on this one. How you've quote unquote been following my material for so long. Okay, you've been following me for so long. How is it you wait until now? You've gone all this way, and you think you're winning. You're winning. You cheer yourself on. We're winning. We're ahead of the game. And now, is he where he should be in terms of margins and agreements and all stuff? No, not at all. But he's making a living. Okay, whatever. He's still, if he doesn't work, he ain't making money. So he's still got to work. So he's built himself a job. But that's, again, a topic for another day. But it's like, you waited to crisis mode hit, and then you want to use the services of the 21-year-old Olympic athlete and my peeps. I mean, if you had invested that money a long time ago, I would have advised you not to get a minivan because of where you're at and the type of work you're doing. You don't want a minivan for that, but you didn't retain my services. I would have advised you against using one of those systems, because that system now has jeopardized him. Again, if this was a minivan, you could have pulled it off, got in an accident, insurance company, no problem, would have dealt with it like it happens with anybody, typical insurance. But because you thought you were a slick Willie, you're using what you paid thousands of dollars for this system. Look at this thing, it's magical. It's magical, it levitates. It levitates while giving you a back massage. It was in violation of your insurance policy. Is it a wheelchair? Is it a stretcher? What is this thing? It's in its own unique category. And you're not insured to transport people using that system that's technically in its own unique category. So what do? White Walker advisors, how would you advise someone like this? When you're writing your books and doing your seminars, this is a huge topic. This would be a phenomenal topic. What would you do? Wife helps out in his business, so it's not like one of the spouses works somewhere else and gets benefits elsewhere. Everything is on the line with this business. Everything is on the line for this business, for this husband and wife team. What would you do? And again, I know there's people watching this right now who are doing the exact same thing. You're using your minivans. And again, place and time for minivans. We got all that. Check that box. This guy, I wouldn't have advised it for what he's doing, the type of work he's doing, and where he's at. I wouldn't do it. But again, didn't ask the 21-year-old Olympic athlete. But played the odds, did it his way, seeing a little ROI, not a big ROI, not even close to where I want him, but topic for another day. And outsmarting the system, boom, you're involved in an accident like this. Oh man, look, even if the insurance was going to cover everything, he's in a normal wheelchair, people, insurance company's going to cover it, whatever. Still, pain in the butt. Oh man, there's no upside to it. There's no upside to any accident. Never is. Okay, no upside to any accident. So take that at face value. But now you exponentially compound the problem because you're using a quote unquote system that you're not insured to use, that the insurance companies don't recognize. It's bad enough if it was just an accident, but when it's an accident, the insurance company is also serving as an adversary versus advocate. You want to talk about stress? Some of you watching this right now, you're doing the exact same thing, and your biggest stress is, Johnny was late to work today. Susie didn't show up. We were 20 minutes late to pick up Helen. You think that's your stress? Put yourself in this client provider's shoes. That's stress. Husband and wife team, both working in the business. They make a living off of this. Think they got stress? Yeah. What do you do? How would you advise them, White Walker Advisors? And again, I know no one's going to talk about this. No one talks about this stuff. No one talks about this stuff other than 21-year-old Olympic athlete. Everyone wants hopium. Oh, I just want to feel good. Oh, you started that. Oh, that's how you did it. Oh, that's where you got it. Hey, can you share the number for Motive Care? Oh, I got a great deal on this minivan. Okay. Fill up with the hopium. Happy talk. The thing is that that's not my goal. That's not my style. That's not my goal. That's not the way I operate. My entire team. That's why it's like when you work with us, it's like you're not just working with me, a 21-year-old Olympic athlete. You're working with my peeps. We got an entire team. We had a guy, I saw an email from Lisa. We had a guy who was going to use us and had no prior experience whatsoever for NEMT, and he was going to retain my services. And Lisa's told him, like, I'm going to be honest with you, you have no prior experience. I really encourage you, pay the couple extra $100, get the option with the market analysis, because you're going to need that for strategic planning when you're ready to go out there and launch. And he just went off on her, and she said, you know what, we're just going to end this relationship here. We're not going to work with you. And then I always tell you guys, I always tell everybody, never hesitate to fire a bad prospect, because bad prospects always become bad customers. Always. And so, because since we don't chase dollars, that's good. She told Ann, Dawn, Charlie, hey, I DX this one. We're not going to work with this guy. Yep, everyone will be all back at yours, play, whatever. It's like, we're not losing out. If anything, we just averted working with the clown. We just averted working with a train wreck. We averted working with a bad prospect, because bad prospects become bad customers. And you got to do the same thing. You're going to have some customers out there who are going to haggle you on price, try to get you down, get you to do this, get you to do that. When people do that, they control your business. You don't control it. They control it. And guess what? The more you relent, the more you receive, the more you give, the more you retreat, whatever you tolerate, you're going to get more of. So never hesitate to fire a bad prospect. I know that has nothing to do with the insurance issue that we just talked about, but anyways, there's so much to talk about. But those of you who are operating in like manner, you're ahead of the game. You're ahead of the game right now. Stay ahead of the game and make appropriate, transition appropriately, make appropriate accommodations and move in different directions, so that you don't become like this client provider. Again, it's just incredible, because it's all avoidable. Had he enlisted my help a long time ago, would he be in the situation? No. Had he enlisted my help a long time ago, had he used our services, everyone's always like, well, what do I get for this? What do I get for that? Dude, If you can't figure that out between all my videos, all the content that we got on the websites, all the testimonies, if you can't figure out that what we're doing, how we do it, and the value in it, stay on the group chat with all the group chats, all the White Walkers and the White Walker advisors, because we can't help you with that. But it's just incredible, because had he used my services before and listened to me, he would not be in the situation. You can't predict the future. Yeah, I can. Yeah, I can, because I would advise him against doing that. Had he listened to me and been using different equipment, he wouldn't be in the situation. Boom. That's that easy. It's that easy. Had he listened to me, first of all, he would have had to retain my services. But had he retained my services a long time ago, listened to me, follow what I would have advised him, he wouldn't be in the situation. But that's the way it is when people say, "Oh, he's only a 21-year-old Olympic athlete, no worldly experience. I'm not listening to him." It is what it is. All right, my peeps, I gotta bounce. So when I get back to the Communist People's Republic in New York, I'm gonna put a good video together that's gonna be very revealing. It's gonna reveal the underbelly, the mentality of how these brokers are approaching and coming after your business. Great opportunity out there if you build your business the right way. So stay tuned. When you do, I'll see you at the top.
Let's go, Brandon. Hey. Let's go, Brandon. Hey. Let's go.